Welcome back to Digital Perspectives, everybody. I'm Brad Kimes. You can follow me on Twitter above on top of the screen at Backup Bradley, and all the information we're talking about here today. We have a lot to talk about, and the things we're going to talk about are, it's hunting season, and I'm hunting IPOs. Yeah, it's getting pretty interesting. Shout out to PJ Royster here. Just to let you know what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about some IPOs, some pre-IPOs, the notion of them, of the crypto space moving to IPOs, because I truly believe that we are entering into the cryptos.com era. I really do believe that. This I believe is the moment that you could point to, looking back at some time. You're going to look back and go, you know what? This is when the crypto.com era really began. The companies that have been building the market infrastructure, the platforms, the services, filling in the fragmentation of this emerging market, nascent space. I really believe this is that moment, and here is some proof of it as well. So, PJ Royster, shout out to you, my friend. Appreciate you so much. Miss you in the live streams. I miss everybody, for that matter, in the live streams. Maybe we'll do one someday soon, but for now, let's get right to it. So, preparation for a stock market listing report. And by the way, this is listed on Shares Post. I checked. It is listed on Shares Post. If you're a accredited investor, you can now get yourself some Coinbase stock. One of the most popular cryptocurrency exchanges is reportedly readying a direct listing on the stock market, according to sources. An independent researcher, Walter Bloomberg, tweeted about the news first. Reuters also published a similar report a while back, further confirming the reports. Exclusive, Coinbase kicks off preparations for a stock market debut, sources, and this will be the first instance of an exchange offering public shares of its company. Until now, mining hardware manufacturers like Bitmain, Canaan, and so on were the only ones in the clear for a public share offering. The listing on stock market exchanges will require approval from the SEC in the U.S., moreover, due to a lot of scrutiny of cryptocurrency exchange businesses. The intervention of agencies like the New York State Department of Financial Services is also possible. Coinbase recently strengthened its legal team with the appointment of Paul Grewal, former U.S. magistrate judge, as chief legal officer. The firm offers a variety of institutional-grade services apart from a cryptocurrency exchange via Coinbase Pro and Coinbase Custody. Reportedly, the total venture backing until 2019 in Coinbase in over $520 million, with a valuation of $8 billion in 2018. The firm has expanded profoundly since then, with the listing of new cryptocurrencies and provisions of custody to funds like Grayscale Trust Fund. Really? Okay. Remember, we talked about Grayscale, because Grayscale is really backed and behind that. Many other investors, but for today, Barry Silbert. Barry Silbert is an investor in Ripple. Barry Silbert is a investor and founder in Digital Currency Group. He's also involved with the Grayscale Trust Fund, an investment fund, which is amazing. He has been a leader in this space, and in just a few moments we're going to find out something else that he's involved in. So pretty exciting stuff. So okay, so you guys remember that I was telling you about Link2, showed you the mobile app here and all the different companies that are actually pre-IPO right now with them. So that is exciting. That's why I say I really do believe we are in that crypto.com era. It is just now beginning, and I think is a threshold. It's not going to be a day. It'll be over several months, maybe over the next year or so. We are just going to see a huge amount of IPOs, I believe, begin to continually unfold, and hopefully soon enough, head on a swivel. I think Ripple will be one of them. Okay, this is Barry Silbert. Now, before we get into that, I want to play you guys a clip that was from the conference late last night. This company is called Vesto. Vesto is a banking platform as a service, kind of a plug and play, if you will. What I'm going to do is just play a couple different clips for you guys to get a feel for what they are. I'm not going to play the whole entire 15-16 minute exchange and the business pitch. What I am going to give you just a few minutes here and there so you get a feel of what they're doing, what they're offering, and then take you right to the question and answer that I had with them, which was really, really revealing. Okay, so here we go.
Repeat and start over here. So Vesto, we've been in 2 years development, and mainly, confidentially to make sure that the competition doesn't chase us. And most people are calling it the most advanced crypto platform for banking as a service on the planet. And the reason that we have been pursuing this aggressively is that we identified early on a global problem, and that is the majority of banks worldwide, traditional banks, are underwater. They're not profitable, and if they don't digitally transform, arguably they will not be able to compete in the future, and they most likely will not survive. And if you look at a forecast by Accenture saying that this disruption, or this digital transformation disruption, companies like Vesto, fintech companies like Vesto who are pursuing this, there is a land grab of revenue opportunity forecasted in the next 5 years of over $250 billion. And so a very exciting financial opportunity, and we're glad to be in the forefront of the leading vendors providing these services. Another major problem around the world is that if you can believe it, half or 50% of the adult population of the world are either unbanked or underbanked. And we believe through our advanced ID verification technology and so on, we'll be able to onboard and also provide advanced digital banking services to this population.
Okay, so you get the idea of what they're looking to do here. Let me move it forward to another clip here at the 5-minute mark, which really breaks down a little further of what they're doing here. Let's go ahead and listen to this. He will break down the different components of what they're offering here.
Entire platform. So the first ingredient is custodial services. We've integrated the state-of-the-art KYC and AML providers. We've also built and developed our own multi-sig wallet to protect the private keys. The next ingredient is the fiat on and off ramp. That is basically taking fiat currency like USD and converting it into crypto. We have multiple banks throughout the world that we are strategically partnering with, starting with the US and the UK. Travis talked about decentralized finance. We can get up to 12% on our tokens and stablecoin.
So I think that, thank you, Chris, for all that. And, obviously.
And that was fantastic. Now, you get the gist of what they're talking about. Now, if I could just back this up for a second, I want to show you this. Custodial affords peace of mind. Digital assets are safely secured, including deposit, insurance, KYC, and AML. Fiat on and off ramp seamlessly converts traditional currency into cryptocurrency online and vice versa. DeFi transform traditional financial products such as high interest savings up to 12% and instant secured loans. And then stablecoins provide the stability of traditional fiat currency with the flexibility of a cryptocurrency. I'm going to remind you again, this is a platform for banking services. Is this on? Again, this is a banking platform to provide services to their customers. This is unbelievable. The banks now have what we know is a direct platform that allows them to interface with customers and businesses that want to hold and store assets by using this platform as an addition to what their products and services are. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming in a big way. So let us move now, and I'm skipping a lot of information, obviously, but it gets us to the meat and potatoes here. So, and I know you guys appreciate it, right? So breathe a sigh of relief. Okay. So let me go ahead and take us here about 13:10 here, and let's listen to the exchange that's getting ready to happen here. We only had a couple minutes. The conference was running a little behind, but listen to the exchange of questions and stuff that I was able to ask in the short period of time we had here. And I do think I will have to reach out to these guys and see if we can get them on the show, as was suggested later here. But listen to what we end up kicking up out of this, and wait till you see who's involved somewhat indirectly here with Vesto and why they feel so strongly about having a really solid business model here that they want to take to the pre-IPO world here. So here we go.
On screen share in the beginning, but any questions?
I don't think we've got time for any questions because we run a little
Digital
here.
Perspectives, I think, might have one. Did you have one?
I did. I actually had a couple, but I could get down to one here just because I know we're on a time constraint. First of all, the platform looked really great, Vesto. I wanted to ask you, I saw on the platform that you had a conversion set up for digital currencies to stable coins. I wanted to ask you, is that set up for a consumer going into the bank, or is that set up for banks to actually be able to offer it to consumers and issue a stable coin as well?
That's a great question. I mean, sorry, Charles, jump in. That's a really good question. I mean, our first thing is to go B2B with the banks, but there are some markets that we might just go direct. And
wow, I mean that's huge. Banks, as we know it today, if I'm not mistaken, aren't allowed to deal in crypto. What the hell do they know? You with me on this? And they're talking about business to business at first here. They must feel like the bow is about to break, the tide is about to turn, or what else is this business model but failed if it doesn't? That's what they're geared to serve. This is very exciting to me.
So that we can showcase it. So we've got a ton of opportunity, but we're trying to focus on, I think the first two ones will be B2B, but we definitely want to go direct.
If I could just really quickly as a quick follow-up, you guys are integrated with SWIFT, and the OCC, Brian Brooks, just recently said he's going to release a federal charter. It sounds like it's going to widely affect you guys in a positive way. Will you be able to pursue FDIC protection as a third-party provider to all of these digital assets and interfacing to the banks?
That's a phenomenal. That's a phenomenal question. Is that, as it relates to SWIFT right now, is that we don't need SWIFT in the ecosystem. If you look at
What, we don't need SWIFT in the ecosystem? Well, I thought that was Ripple's line. Somebody call Brad and get him on the phone. Yeah, somebody's using the line, Brad. No, I think it's actually a good thing, because what we hear here is the innovators, the market makers, the people coming out here and creating businesses and innovating in this space realize that they can innovate around something like SWIFT, and they can do it because they know that they can offer a better scenario to the customer, a la the banks.
a bank, Frick in Switzerland, they said this is old hat, too expensive, and they're manually at a trading desk sending hundreds of millions of euros and Swiss francs and so on through stablecoin, and they want our platform to integrate to be able to automate all this kind of stuff and make it as a service. And then as it relates to FDIC, that's a very interesting thing. So FDIC securing or insuring digital assets, that's new, and we haven't looked at that in great detail because we didn't know how that would evolve. So that's why we went to Lloyd's and said, we have the greatest and most secure platform. So here, how much of the transaction do you get? If we do all this, great. What's the risk? And they said, fine, we'll secure your assets around the world.
Great. So they also a liquidity provider as well?
Liquidity in what sense?
So for the whole operating system, like where's the liquidity tap in for you to be able to source all these transaction exchanges?
Oh, the in short, I mean, you're talking about going into crypto or like the on and off ramp into crypto and then liquidating back.
Exactly.
So there's the three, which are pretty commonly known. The three stable coins are probably the best in the world. Is Circle USDC, MakerDAO DAI. Obviously, are the two best because of the DeFi market, and also Paxos.
Sure.
We are partnered with all three of them. And believe it or not, I'll even tell you how it works. All three of them are working with a bank called Silvergate out of San Diego.
Oh, Silvergate or Silbert Gate, because that's Barry Silbert from Silvergate Bank. This is interesting. We're going to dig into that too.
And so that they actually mint. So we don't even go on an exchange. We actually wire on basically ACH or wire into our partners, and they immediately mint tokens on the Ethereum platform into our wallet. Then obviously from there, we're the custodians for our wallets, and we manage the tokens from there.
So this whole thing is set up right now on ACH line going into Silvergate Bank, and then at Silvergate Bank they end up putting a minted coin on the Ethereum network to be basically handle this transaction. This very interesting what's happening here.
And the same process from redeeming back into, we just redeem it back into one of their Ethereums, and then the fiat currency pops into our bank account.
Very remarkable stuff right there. Now let's get back to Barry Silbert. Oh, Barry Silbert. Barry's been around a long time. He's the founder and CEO of Digital Currency Group, DCG, a global enterprise that builds, buys, and invests in blockchain companies all over the world. Silvergate Bank is certainly one of Barry Silbert's investments. He's been working on that. Silvergate Bank out of San Diego, which is a premier innovative bank, just as the entrepreneurs that they serve. Barry Silbert here, Digital Currency Group. If you notice down here, you will see DCG has invested in a variety of companies and projects in the industry, including those which focus on security, network infrastructure, exchange, identity, gaming, and others. Notable investments include Blockstream, Coinbase, Ledger, Lightning Network, Ripple, Zappo. DCG has 3 subsidiaries: CoinDesk, which it purchased in 2016, Grayscale Investments, and digital currency brokerage firm Genesis Trading. Grayscale Investment Group, Barry Silbert. And again, just here, I pulled this up so you could see confirmation. And this has been, Barry Silbert's been in this space a long time. In 2015 is when it was founded as Digital Currency Group, a venture capital firm. And here again, they highlight here, and I wanted to bring it up for all of us, that Ripple was a early investment for them. So now it's Vesto. I couldn't see Barry Silbert investing in something that would be counterproductive to another investment he had, like Ripple. Hearing the Vesto guys say that, Swift was outdated, it's not even necessary. They can basically work around it because it's not even an issue for them. Just sounds like a larger narrative than just Ripple now, right? And knowing that what Vesto is doing is building an interface for the banks to basically plug and play and have an array of products and services that they can offer for the crypto industry, whether it's stablecoin on-off ramp, exchanging cryptocurrencies, DeFi products at a much higher interest earning rate. These are the things that start to send real big signals to me that there are some changes that are going to come. Because you don't build these things unless you really believe you're putting the time, the effort, people's money. Lots of money going into something like this to build this platform for these banks of the country, and it's just exciting to me because they cited early on that they were also backed by Lloyd's Bank. I thought that was hugely interesting as well. So the plot thickens, right? And I think at the end of the day, what this really all comes back to is that it's IPO season. And not only is it IPO season, I really believe that we're moving into the crypto.com era, in fact, not just a season. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I just wanted to put those things together for you. Hit the like and subscribe. Make sure you share with somebody you know. I will catch you on the next one.